We're live.
Oh, we are?
Philip was taking a moment, a little power nap moment.
We're live right now?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I was meditating. Wow, you just caught me in my preparation. Y'all just caught me in the midst of my preparation.
We saw that.
Preparing moment.
I hope you enjoyed that moment.
Wow, welcome to Self-Funding again. This is something that I've just really love and that I'm so excited to continue doing.
To 2021.
Definitely.
Apparently, it's the number 7. If you can get past 7, then you're legit, then you are committed, then you're showing up properly.
Yes,
so
because most people don't get past 6.
No. So thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about work and parent-life balance during a pandemic.
Yes.
It's really a shame that that is still relevant.
Yeah.
And having family in England, there is a new strain. It potentially is worse. We have to stay hopeful, but clearly we are still going to have to continue to figure out what it looks like, family life and work life, and how we balance that and how we stay productive and positive. So that's what we're talking about today.
We've been doing an okay.
It's
job of
okay.
it.
We definitely have days where we are not productive.
Yeah.
I have days where I feel guilt because honestly, that's the biggest struggle for me, right? I either have a day where I invest a lot of present energy and intention into my child, and I feel like I'm off my phone that day and it feels great that I'm present and investing all of that love and energy. But then sometimes I can get to the end of the day and I'm like, the to-do list is so long and I feel like I haven't been able to tick anything off or accomplish anything, and that makes me feel unproductive and it makes me feel like my career is going by the wayside, and that can be just a 24-hour period and it can make me frustrated.
I think with me, I've just been trying to just not give myself excuses, because we all have 24 hours in the day, and the fact of the matter is you do what is important to you.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. So it's like, it's very easy for anybody who works very hard or who has children at the same time. It's very easy for you to say that you don't have time. But the fact of the matter is we do have time. Maybe you have to sacrifice and give up some things. Maybe you have to wake up a little bit more, wake up earlier. Maybe you have to go to bed earlier. But
that's what Philip does now.
Yeah.
He now goes to bed at 9 p.m. and he wakes up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That doesn't work as well for me. I am not an early bird. I really struggle. I definitely tried to do it and it was great. There was a few days where I did it. I got my workout in and it was...
It's tough.
It's really tough, and I keep thinking, are we going to get a nanny? Are my parents going to be able to magically travel over here and help out a little bit? That isn't a reality anytime soon. So for me, making my time efficient when my baby is asleep, like right now, and prepping and planning and having those to-do lists, but keep prioritizing the to-do list, because what can happen is you can spend time doing something that actually isn't what you should be prioritizing your time in, and then that time's gone.
That's very true. I think with the prepping and planning, it at least you have a check-off list. It's like, okay, now I have this time to allocate to do this. Now I have this time to allocate to do this, because
kind of like a timetable.
Yeah, it's very easy to use that free time or whatever it is to do things that aren't necessary.
So one thing that's really funny is, at the end of the day, when our baby's gone to bed and then we eat our dinner, and it's about 8 p.m. usually, and I will start to run around the house and move things around and do things, and Philip said to me, he was like, why do you do this at this time of night? Like, why do you leave it?
Because to me, it's the most inconvenient time.
Right? But
You know
I was like, P, in the working hours of like 9 to 5, that is when I'm getting emails. That is when I have to do the business stuff. That's when I have to get back to brands or work on my own brand and product. So for me, I leave all cleaning, all tidying up, basically throughout the day. It's generally just a shambles. If there's something I can quickly do, but I'm not going to invest my time into cleaning and tidying up, I'm just not in working hours, I will do that at 8 p.m. And I'll just quickly run around the house, put all the baby toys away, maybe wipe a few things down, whatever it needs to be done. But that's my time when I do that.
But I think that that's just your time period. You're like an evening active person.
I'm more of that person.
You like
I
to work
also
out
know,
in the evening. You like to do things.
as soon as I sit on that sofa, though, as soon as I sit on that sofa, it's over. And I still pump, and I pump for like an hour at night. So as soon as I sit on that sofa and I start pumping, it's game over for me. So that's when I find my productive time. So
I think my prime hours are from the morning till about 4 p.m. But I can create from 2 p.m. to probably about 8 or 9.
So the takeaway from this is making a timetable for yourself, to-do lists, and making sure the to-do list is prioritized. Because what you don't want to end up doing is spending your time, your very valuable time, on something that isn't a priority or isn't urgent or doesn't mean something to you. And feel good even if you only get one thing done. It is unrealistic to think you're going to get everything done, and you're just doing amazing if you just show up for yourself. That's something I'm trying to cope with, is the guilt around that. But I remind myself, like, those precious present moments with my child are way important than anything else.
Definitely. And it's just okay to breathe. Like, it is okay to just...
It's been a tough year.
Chill. And I think with me and my ambition and the things that I want to accomplish, it's very, very easy to forget that, like, your child, all of the things that you want, like, that doesn't matter. All they want is just your attention and just you to be there and you to be active and you to be around. That's what puts smiles on their face. They don't care about all of the, the accolades and the money or whatever it is that you think that you need to obtain to make sure that they're good or make sure, like, they're inspired. They really just love you for you.
Yeah. The presentness is very, very important, especially when they're little. So if that's possible, if you can figure out the time slots where you can be on your phone and can be super productive, but then also make sure that you are going off your phone and giving, your little one that really present.
You don't get those back.
So on that vein, there are some key phrases that I use that help me cope with the pressures of work or deadlines, and they are, if it has to be now, it has to be no. And that's actually my dad's quote, and I definitely use it. I think at first I felt disempowered when I didn't have time to do things, or I felt like I'd rather rush something and get it out or get back to people. But now it's like, no, let's give it the quality and the time that it deserves. So the other thing I do is not right now. Like, that is something how I cope with not being able to text back to people or email or whatever it might be. It's like, not right now. Like, the world is still going to go on if maybe that deadline's a little bit late. Or don't let that stress, because the stress and the anxiety, that's what your child is going to absorb. And they're going to wonder what's wrong with you. And it's like, it's going to be okay. We can get these things done.
It's interesting because when I'm inspired, I like to go.
I know.
Eventually, like, because I think I don't want to lose that energy.
I 100% want to be like that, but there are definitely times where I now have to juggle it. I can't, if there's a really creative moment or there's something I want to do, I definitely try and get it done. And if you're there to help or Jen is there to help, then that's great. But there are a lot of times where I just can't because our baby's awake. And
very true.
he comes first. There's another thing I want to also encourage people is finding zones. So we've made our nursery like a real safe zone. We sometimes, to get work done while he's awake, we use a book. So we put the baby book and then we'll put the phone in the book. So he can't see that we're on the phone, and we'll just let him. And a lot of the time your baby, as long as you're there, will go off and be doing independent play. And that's absolutely okay, and that's actually really, really good for their development, is to let them go off and if they're into something. But then obviously, when you can, put the phone down, be present. But that is a tip, put the phone in the book. That's a
if you want to do both, because you can do both.
You can do both. It is possible.
It is possible.
So the other thing that helps me when I feel frustrated or I feel unproductive or I've just had like an exhausting day is going for a walk. This is something my baby loves and I love, and I definitely take my phone with me in case I get lost, which has happened. I tend to just like put the phone somewhere and just look around and breathe and just enjoy nature and just smile with my child. And that for me, if you are able to get out, I know it's a bit cold in most places, but if you're able to get some nature, if you're able to get some fresh air, that really can change your whole mindset in the day and put your baby in a much better mood if they are a bit bored or struggling.
For me, I like to work out. You know?
Yes, that's your...
I mean, that's why I get up in the morning to make sure that I do that, because that's my W for the day. No matter what goes wrong during the day, at least I got up and I got better in some capacity.
Yeah, and you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, I think that's really important. There are times when I literally will be like, Philip, I can't right now, and I either have to go for a nap, and I love to nap with my little one, I really do. I know though that means it's going to interfere with my working day, so it's not really possible, but weekends is obviously much easier to do that. So again, finding out those moments, and if you kind of plan those in advance, then it can help.
No, I think I want to get better at like writing things down and like a schedule, but
oh, you have a planner soon for that.
Coming soon. Scheduling for other people is very easy, but for me it's like, oh goodness.
Well, you're an Aquarius, so it's very hard to tie you down and to forward plan anything.
All that structure is
I'm someone who's like, I remember pre-pandemic being like, I really want to go on holiday. Like, should we book a holiday for and I guess it's worked out in your favor because clearly we wouldn't been going anywhere. But I remember him being like,
oh, that's so...
Can we do it like a couple days before? And I'm like, absolutely not. This is a holiday. I need to tell people that I'm going to be away. I need to like pack. I need to book things.
But that's the...
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're like that. You know.
Yes.
You keep me on the ground and you keep
Yin and
me,
yang.
you know, sorted. You know.
Thank you so much for joining our little episode. I did
how long did we
Well, I wanted to make this a little bit more snappy, you know? Because some of them have been going on for 30 minutes.
Did we do all of the points?
We did do all of the points. We have a little whiteboard and we do our little notes.
We did all the points, okay.
Yeah, I feel good.
Right.
I feel like we've given some good
Daily
takeaways.
walks. Okay,
You're just enjoying seeing everyone. Not that we can see them, but...
I'm just saying, like, you know...
You just got into it?
Yeah,
Why didn't you film your own video after this? Because I'm hungry.
Right, I do have a podcast that I'm supposed to be working.
I know you've heard about this podcast.
But I'm going to keep saying it until y'all are in the comments saying, yo, Philip, where's the podcast out? All right, okay, I'll let you guys go. Let's be productive today.
All right, we love you. Bye. Hysterical.
Oh, man. But we did do it.
Yes, I know. That was so good. That was really funny.